For the fittest on Earth, it's a chance to reassert their dominance. For the rising stars, it's a chance to prove they belong. And for the fans, it's a chance to see the greatest collection of athletes in the sport of fitness. The past, the present, and the future collide in Columbus. It's the 2019 Rogue Invitational. Day one continues at the Rogue Invitational. 2 events are done. 6 remain. Money and Madison. Those are the 2 main prizes on the line. The winner of the competition earns $50,000. And 1 man will earn an invite to the CrossFit Games. Pat Vellner is leading the race for the money. He outdueled 3-time CrossFit Games champion Matt Fraser in the first 2 events.
It's always nice to come in and have things start out well, find your footing, and then be able to just keep plowing ahead from there.
Chandler Smith is leading the race for Madison. He has momentum after a pair of strong performances.
Smith sliding across the finish line, 5:22.2 seconds.
It's a different story for 2015 CrossFit Games champion Ben Smith.
And Ben Smith is the only man left on the field.
2 disappointing finishes have put him well off the pace in the hunt for the ticket to the Games. Pat Vellner's win in Event 2 has him atop the overall leaderboard by 30 points. Matt Fraser sits in second. Cole Sager and Lucas Hogberg are close behind the defending fittest man on Earth. Chandler Smith is in 5th place overall, and he is separating himself from the pack of men looking to earn an invite to the CrossFit Games. Action is moving indoors for the rest of day 1.
It's in the middle of our warehouse. It's gonna be loud, it's gonna be hot. I think the athletes are gonna feel like the crowd is right on top of them. It's gonna push these guys to their limits, and I think we're gonna get a good show.
Event 3 is what the CrossFit community calls a chipper. The name has a double meaning. Athletes must chip away at all the work, and after they do that, they may feel as if the event has chipped away at them. Event 3 is a perfect example. Athletes begin with a 100-calorie row. Then they do 80 wall balls, 60 glute ham developer sit-ups, and 40 box jump overs. They finish with a 96-foot walking lunge with a pair of 53-pound kettlebells over their heads.
Great classic CrossFit, longer workout, definitely grueling.
I think this is an event where you could see someone go out early and then fade pretty hard.
Key is going to be just to keep moving, keep consistent pace, not go too fast and not go too slow anywhere.
I think once we get to the end, there's going to be a real push there. If someone clears that thing, man, kudos to you.
Street Horner set the time to beat in heat number 1. He crossed the finish line in 12 minutes, 53 seconds.
I knew the movements were going to be good for me. I knew I had to go out hard because I was in the first heat.
Chandler Smith tightened his grip on the invitation to the CrossFit Games.
Overall, I think my consistency and pacing allowed me to maximize my potential for that workout, which is what you want for every single one.
1 heat remains, and it's filled with the best athletes in the world.
It is a jam-packed indoor arena here at Rogue headquarters in Columbus, Ohio. Thanks for being with us, everybody, here at the 2019 Rogue Invitational. This is the 3rd of 8 scored events for the men. It is the chipper.
Ben Smith is trying to gain ground on Chandler Smith.
I'm really impressed with the tempo that Ben is rowing. I mean, he's moving.
Ben Smith looking to be one of the first men off the rower, and then he will get to work on those 80 wall balls.
Ben starts to pay for his effort on the rower.
Ben Smith, he has fallen off the lead pace. He was out front early on that rope.
Travis Mayer takes the lead into the third movement, the glute ham developer sit-ups. He can't hang on to it.
Sager has now overtaken Mayer for the lead. Cole Sager threw 138 of the 203 repetitions.
Way more tired than I expected. Like the row and the wall balls took a lot more out of me. And I think the workouts this morning, right? It's a lot of work in one day.
Cole Sager will be off the GHD first. Now it's 40 box jump overs.
Sager is first to the box jump overs. He is soon joined by the two men he is chasing on the overall leaderboard. And the toughest part of the event is still to come.
Now Cole Sager is chalking up his hands as he has to make 4 trips with those 53-pound kettlebells. He's got to lunge them for 2 laps. Cole Sager continues to lead. He'll be halfway through his lunge when he gets to the end of this trip. Pat Vellner is in second. Willie George on the bottom right of your screen, now moving out of the frame. He's in 5th place. And Matt Fraser has overtaken Pat Vellner.
Let's see if he stops. He didn't stop on the last turnaround. Whoa!
So Street Hoarder's going to win the event. Now the question is who wins this heat, as Matt Fraser has left Pat Vellner behind. Fraser going unbroken, and he's going to chase down Cole Sager possibly, as the two of them are now tied with a no rep for Fraser for the second straight event. And he'll have to redo this segment.
Hey, you know what, but that's really not that bad because they were both resting. You saw Cole resting while Matt got moved back and Matt forced to rest. Matt's able to turn and go for it, so that was Matt's rest time.
Sager is about a section ahead of Fraser, but Fraser is moving at a decent clip here. Vellner now sits in 3rd place in this heat as Fraser's going to rest. Sager is done, and he is in, and he will take the heat. 13:40.70 seconds. Ben Smith has not finished. He just mistakenly tripped his chip. Here comes Fraser. Fraser takes 2nd in the heat, and now Pat Vellner struggling to complete that lunge. They do give him credit for it, and he is across the finish line. He'll take 3rd in the heat.
Patrick Vellner is still atop the leaderboard after 3 events, but his lead over Matt Fraser is shrinking. Chandler Smith's lead in the race to Madison is increasing. His 2nd place finish earns him 90 more points and moves him into 4th place overall. Coming up, history repeats itself. The men face a classic CrossFit test in the final event of the opening day of the 2019 Rogue Invitational.
The 2019 Rogue Invitational on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Rogue. Don't Weaken. By Go Ruck. Founded by a Green Beret, Go Ruck is pioneering rucking as a fitness activity. And by Reebok, featuring their latest campaign, Sport the Unexpected.
Fans at the Invitational all have one thing in common. They love watching big weights get lifted. That's exactly what happens in the Rogue Record Breakers. It's an exhibition of pure strength. If you break a record, you cash a check.
Bringing in those athletes here to show other parts of the strength game, that's important for us to show everyone here that it's not just about the event that's going on, but there are other sports here that we can highlight.
Kristen Rhodes and Martins Lisis do both. Rhodes sets a world record by lifting a 175-pound monster dumbbell.
Kristen Rhodes! Woo! That's a $5,000 lift, Bill.
Lisis lifts 565 pounds in the Milo Steinborn rockover squat.
I mean, come on!
Both earn $5,000 in the process. The monster dumbbell and rockover squat are traditional strongman tests. In keeping with that spirit, Event 4 at the Invitational has a tradition all its own.
Amanda's kind of, it's almost like, it seems like everyone's favorite, right? Snatching and muscle-ups. 2010 it was at the games, and then 2011 it was at the regional.
Amanda .25 really stands for 25 reps. The original workout is 21 reps.
It's 9, 7, 5, 3, 1, ring muscle up and squat snatch.
You're gonna see how far the sport's come along just gonna be a fast workout.
I think you're still going to see athletes do that, just clean through it, you know, without dropping the barbell at all.
Man to 25 will be fun. I think those extra 4 reps are not something to take lightly.
Everyone's a little tired, so it's not going to be, I don't think, like Amanda normally is. That's one where we might have to gamble a little bit. Maybe see some failure at the end and some spots shift up in the last few seconds of the workout. So it's going to be fast and furious to end the night, so it'll be exciting.
As the first heat goes through the paces, Chandler Smith continues to impress.
Chandler Smith is not going to be cut today, and he will take the first heat of a man to 25.
Smith has the time to beat as the men from the final heat take the floor.
Matt Fraser currently comes in second place overall. He's 22 points back of Patrick Vellner, who is your overall leader after 3 events.
Nervous going into Amanda.
When you have someone that doesn't like to lose in someone like Matt Fraser, I mean, you know he's going to be putting the pedal to the metal. I don't think he likes coming in second place ever. I don't think he likes being in second place, and I think he really wants to go hard on this, and he's going to.
Fraser and Vellner quickly turned event 4 into their own personal battleground.
I decided to try to go pretty much for broke. 1 break in the round of 7, do like a 4-3 quick break in the snatch. Keep my muscle ups unbroken, but the barbell is really where it kills your grip.
So, you know, I went conservative in between the stations. I think I walked for the first couple of them just because I was expecting that like explosion in my forearms to happen. And then I'm in the round of 5 of muscle ups and was feeling great. Oh, okay, I guess I didn't need to slow down.
Matt Fraser is out front here as he works on his 5 squat snatches at 135. With Fraser first back for the round of 3 ring muscle ups, and here comes Pat Vellner. Looking like Fraser actually might be done before Vellner hops up. He's through 2 and now 3, and that's the first rep for Vellner.
But Matt's he's riding this perfect. He's riding that line, just staying just under, because you saw he almost failed that rep. Almost failed it, but he's able to pull it together.
Fraser's through 3 and now just 2 reps remaining. Here comes Vellner. So Vellner just trying to stay as close as he can to Matt Fraser and not surrender too many points. Fraser is going to smash the top time. 1 final rep. Matt Fraser takes Amanda .25.
Cole Sager has a strong finish to the day. He comes in 3rd. Ben Smith continues to struggle. He comes in 12th, and his chances of qualifying for the CrossFit Games are dwindling. Matt Fraser continues to pull closer to Pat Vellner. Vellner's lead is now down to 12 points. Cole Sager has sole possession of 3rd place. Chandler Smith continues to put more space between himself and the other men vying for the invite to the CrossFit Games, and finds himself in a battle for one of the spots on the podium at the Invitational. 1 day is down. 1 remains. Up next, day 2 gets started with a bang. The 2019 Rogue Invitational continues. It's the 2nd and final day of competition in Columbus, Ohio. The 2019 Rogue Invitational has reached the halfway point. For the athletes, things are starting to get tense. 4 events remain. 1 man will win $50,000. 1 will earn a trip to the CrossFit Games in August. Consistent performances from Pat Vellner have put him on top of the overall leaderboard.
Patrick Vellner, who's gonna get the event win and lock up 100 points.
So after Saturday at the Rogue Invitational, I'm sitting in 1st place after 4 events. Halfway through the competition though, 1 full day to go, so pretty early to be cashing checks.
Vellner has benefited from uncharacteristic mistakes by Matt Fraser. he was assessed a 10-second penalty for running the wrong route in Event 1. It cost him the win. So did a crucial no rep in the following event.
I just jumped up for my last pull-up, and as I went up, I said, "Where's the finish line?"
And they are off at the same time, and now a sprint to the finish, but Fraser with a no rep.
How did I get a no rep on a pull-up?
Fraser is coming off a win in Event 4, Amanda .25, and has Vellner within striking distance.
Matt Fraser takes Amanda .25.
8 men came to Columbus looking to earn an invitation to the CrossFit Games. One is running away with it. Chandler Smith has a tight grip on the invite after a pair of second-place finishes on day 1. His goal on day 2 is to simply avoid any big mistakes.
I'm just going to ride the positivity and try to perform and do my best like I did today. If I execute well and optimize my performance, then I think there's a chance I can end up where I wanted to be for this weekend, so that's all I can ask for.
Coming into Event 5, Pat Vellner has a 12-point lead over Matt Fraser. Cole Sager and Chandler Smith are in position for a spot on the podium. The competitors will have to take aim at a unique challenge in Event 5, the C2 Biathlon.
The C2 Biathlon is an event that Concept 2 came to us with.
It's going to be a 40-cal ski erg, go back to 5 shots, and then we're going to repeat that 3 times, and then you're going to finish with a 40-cal ski erg.
Just such a cool task to fitness where you're getting your heart rate really, really high and then having to slow it down extremely fast.
Each time an athlete misses those, they're going to have to complete that penalty. Run down 3 thrusters, run back.
The key is not the shooting, it is fitness and who can get their heart rate down the most.
If you are spending over a minute to fire those shots, you are burning daylight. You might as well just start running your penalty laps.
None of us have ever done this before. That's kind of why it's fun.
I just recently started shooting guns leading up to this, so I don't have a lot of experience there.
I'm actually not a great shot, and when we practiced the other day, I was missing a lot more than I was hitting.
Rasmus Andersson was on target in the first of 2 heats. He misses just 3 of his 15 total shots. Andersson sets the early mark to beat at 10 minutes, 49 seconds.
I went into this event. I'm just super excited to get to shoot and do fitness because I've never done that before, and then yeah, it paid off. It just went well.
Next on the 2019 Rogue Invitational, Matt Fraser has the overall lead in his sights. Pat Vellner tries to hold off a charge from the champ.
The 2019 Rogue Invitational on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Rogue. Don't weaken. By RP Diet App, the revolutionary new diet app to reach your fitness goals. And by Reebok, featuring their latest campaign, Sport the Unexpected.
Day 2 is underway at the 2019 Rogue Invitational. An Olympic event inspired the current challenge, the biathlon. Rasmus Andersson has the time to beat at 10 minutes, 49 seconds as the overall leaders take the field.
Event 5 has begun. It's the biathlon, the 5th of 8 scored events at the 2019 Rogue Invitational.
The event is not about how fast you can ski. It's about how fast you can recover.
Fraser is done with his first 40-calorie ski, and now it's on to the rifle, 5 shots from the prone position.
We're practicing shooting here, and you know they're going 4 for 5 or 5 for 5 when they're fresh. I'm like, oh, you should try skiing. It's going to get rough, you know.
Panchik goes 5 for 5 for Scott Panchik's going to be in the lead, although Matt Fraser's getting back to the erg about the same time as Scott Panchik.
Scott Panchik took a lot more time, made those shots count, but those 2 guys are now on the ski erg at the same time. Now we already know that the next one is going to be the important one.
The second round of shooting is the toughest. The athletes trade the stability of shooting prone for the uncertainty of shooting standing.
Even with that rifle, I can go 5 for 5 easy with a resting heart rate. As soon as you elevate that at all, it's a whole different ballgame.
Fraser hits 4 of 5 shots to stay in the lead. He only misses once in the final round.
Fraser back on the Erg for the final time. Matt Fraser with just less than 10 calories to go. He is done. And the three-time fittest man on earth is going to take second place in the biathlon. Vellner trying to do damage control now, as it's looking like Matt Fraser is going to erase that 12-point deficit.
Street Horner and Cole Seger take more points away from Vellner. Horner edges out Seger in a foot race to the finish.
Chandler Smith is done. Smith will get across as Patrick Vellner is right behind him.
Vellner's 9th place finish is his worst of the competition so far.
I knew some other guys, this was in their wheelhouse, so it was just trying not to bury myself.
Matt Fraser finally overtakes Pat Vellner. Fraser's 2nd place finish in the biathlon turns his 12-point deficit into a 40-point lead. Cole Seger remains in 3rd with 360 points, and Chandler Smith continues his march to Madison as he stays in 4th. The champ is on the charge. After 5 events, Matt Fraser sits atop the overall leaderboard. But a pair of talented veterans are within striking distance. Pat Vellner and Cole Seger are running out of time to take down the defending fittest man on earth. Chandler Smith goes rolling along. The first lieutenant in the U.S. Army has made Madison his main objective, and his mission is nearly accomplished. Only 3 events remain at the 2019 Rogue Invitational. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.